A quote by Friedrich Nietzsche: "To live is to suffer. To suffer is to find meaning in the suffering." Hmm. To live is to suffer. To survive is to find some meaning in suffering. So let's break down this particular quote. So, to live, we witness, experience things in a avatar, this body. I'm going to take it back a little bit further because we are all spiritual beings living a human experience, right? So let's take it back. So when we chose certain paths, certain destinations, certain duties to fulfill as humans on this earth, we chose to suffer the same as humans suffer, if that makes sense to individuals who know who you are spiritually. Okay, so we're going to continue. When you chose to interact in this avatar, this body, this robot, right? You're part of the 144,000. I just seen 144. So I am most definitely talking not to everybody. When I am making these videos, I am talking to a very select, a elected group of angels who came to live a human experience. Angels who have been around for, I want to say, since the primordial waters. Okay, and I'm gonna just leave it right there because I don't know everything, but I know what I know, and I'm gonna share with you what I know. So some of you guys seen humans come into existence. Some of you guys thought it was a beautiful attribute to experience on a physical form, on how to mingle as an avatar, as a spirit being that's put inside of a controlled body. Okay? So let's continue. So some of you guys did specific missions for God to complete certain missions to bring oneness to humans on the planet. Now, you knew before you came and endured any mission that you were going to have to suffer the same fate as humans, whether this is a emotional baggage, lessons, tragedies, unforeseen deaths, far as in physical deaths, or if it's talking about being poor, being rich, having egos, and so forth and so much, so forth and so forth. So a lot of you guys had to endure a lot of strifeful situations. Some of you guys may have experienced a more beneficial type of life. It all depends on what you had chose while you was up in the heavens, what experience that you wanted to encompass in healing. And I really feel like that more of these experiences are from angels who have picked to live in a situation to where they could experience love at its all natural form, whether, because as a spirit being, you are love, you have compassion. We know that energetically if you know who you are, then you know what you're made of, who you're made from, and you know that you are in a continuous love with God. So that's not the question or the matter of the fact, but the love of being able to touch it, being able to experience it, being able to articulate it in a different form is why we are here, to bring peace, love, and contentment and bring families together on planet Kai. Does that make sense? Now, I feel like some of you guys are angels to help businesses, to help grow franchises, to help in different areas to where humans need help in. But we all had to walk different paths. That makes sense. So one may have chosen to infrastructure. One may have chosen to heal, to become a doctor. One may have chosen to be a yogi. One may have chosen to be this or chose to be that. But you are the master at what you can do to help heal your tribe. That's of humans that you are here to protect coming down from the heavens. You are the angel for your tribe. I hope that makes sense, guys. Not for everybody, but for some of you guys. Okay. So what Frederick is saying, in order for us to experience life, we must also endure the suffering and also be appreciative for the suffering, and also understand that suffering is a way of purging and also a way of knowing that we do have true emotions. We can be hurt. We can be saddened. We can have some type of effect that causes us to feel a certain type of way. So suffering lets you know that you do have real emotions, that you are very compassionate, and that you can sympathize not only with yourself but with other people. And I feel like a lot of you guys came down here to experience that feeling as well too. All right, because I know with me being a spiritual being, I can be cutthroat and be disconnected at times, and I really don't need anybody, but when I am intertwining with other people, I see that, oh man, this is beautiful. I love interacting and getting hugs and receiving hugs, but I don't need it because I know I'm full and whole within myself, because I'm connected to the all that is, and all that is within me. But to experience something different, something that's not mundane. What I want to say about mundane is just the same way of doing things. To get a different reaction, to get a different experience, one must be willing to sacrifice and go through suffering to experience whatever emotion that you are on the lookout for, that you want to experience. All right, so this is why suffering is important. Suffering is actually helping you to decode your true emotions on how you feel about a situation. So it's very important to endure, suffer as you're learning on your path. And I do want to go over another quote by Montagen. And Montagen stated with his quote, "To study philosophy is to learn to die." Excuse me. To study philosophy is to learn to die. We're doing philosophy, right? We're studying philosophy. We're going over philosophy. But when we are talking about literature, when we are talking about bringing life situations together, when we're talking about morals and principles and concepts, for one to understand philosophy, one must go through a unalived stage, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and relearn everything they have been taught. You have to cleanse, you have to purge in order to receive philosophy from the gospel of God, gospel of your ancestors, from the gospel of the universe, because philosophy doesn't belong to you, but it is put into you. It is instilled in you. And one must understand, when it comes to philosophy, when you're getting it from a divine force, that you must go through a spiritual death, a mental death, a religious death, a whatever you have learned from the past must all come to an end so you can embody this new philosophy.